Professor Krause, I have a question, please. No, I have a question. You guys are... No, I just wanted to ask a question.
No, the bodyguards are left.
Come on, that's insulting.
No, it's
That's
not.
insulting, wow.
Come on.
I don't want to speak to you. Professor Krause, I have a question.
The bodyguards left on the bike.
You guys are insulting me now, okay? That's not nice. That's not nice at all.
No, I mean, try, but I mean,
Yeah, but I want to see you because I couldn't get to him because there was such a big crowd.
Sorry, you're actually being really inappropriate.
I'm being inappropriate?
Yes, you are. You should really go. Or do you want to
Am I?
inside the pub?
Yeah.
Run on the
I'll follow him. We're going to the pub to ask him.
You're actually kind of harassing.
I'm harassing? He doesn't even know I'm behind him yet. Ask him. Why don't you go ask him?
No, because your attention is unwanted. Do you understand that?
That's quite rude.
No, I'm not rude. You're being rude.
Why am I being rude? Have I said anything
Are you
rude?
coming to the pub?
No, I'm coming.
Are you coming to a pub?
I want to ask Professor Krause a question.
Why?
Because I wanted to ask him a question. Am I not allowed? Do we not have freedom of speech?
I'm just asking.
I have a question.
come to the pub, come to the pub.
I have a question. I have
Ask him there.
Sir, you guys, yo, do you see this?
Just
Hold on. Do you see the oppression? I'm being oppressed. Do you see the oppression? Can I ask you a question, please?
Okay, quickly.
Yeah? Okay. No, I just
Do me
wondered.
this favor.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. I just wondered if you could explain the difference between what is something that is deductive and something that is inductive.
Why?
Because I think that you don't really understand what something deductive is, and that's why you lost the debate.
Well, I didn't lose the debate.
No, I think you lost it.
Well, of course you did, but
Could you define
anything?
Could
No,
you define?
no.
Because you couldn't define empiricism. Your whole viewpoint, right? The way you perceive the world is empirically, but you can't define what empiricism is.
What are you talking about? Of course I can.
Please. Okay, go on, please.
No, read my book.
Okay, do it. I have your book at home.
Good, read it.
I've read it.
Good.
It's actually,
You
you
understand
know what it is? It's actually a really, no. I love,
understood,
no.
you understand.
Okay,
You wouldn't be
coming from the
happy
guy
understanding
who can't define to me what his perception of the world
Exist
is.
in a world
No.
defining
Answer my
terms.
question, please. Answer my question.
I think.
Can you not answer it? You can't answer it.
Yes, I can answer it.
Please answer it then.
No, I don't want to answer it.
Why can you not answer it?
What? Because I don't show you any respect. Because
You don't
you're
show
not
me any
showing
respect? Wow. He didn't know. Did you get that from his own mouth? From his own mouth. He couldn't explain what empiricism means. I'm sorry, man. Come on, that's cool. This is the person that you follow. How can you read his books? How can you read the books of a guy who cannot define the very thing, the very basis upon which he views the entire world? I'll define empirical evidence for you. It's evidence that you can experience. It's evidence that you can experience through your senses. That's the best way I can explain it to you. Something that you can touch, something that you can smell, something that you can see, something that you can lick. I can go and lick him. I wouldn't want to. I might catch something, but I'm just saying, I can do that. That's what he would say to me. That he could prove to me I exist by licking me. Or maybe you know how he said in the debate, he advocates incest, right? He said, I don't have a problem with incest, really. There might be a few genetic problems, but basically, you can go and rack your mum, right? That's what he's saying. You can go have sex with your mum. That's what this idiot is saying, right? Now, the problem with empiricism is that there are things that you know that you can't justify empirically. You cannot justify morality empirically. Can you see what's good? Can you see what's bad? Aesthetic beliefs, right? If I have a wife and she's beautiful in England, pardon? Okay, if I have a wife and I say that she's beautiful, I'm gonna be like, baby, mashallah, you look buff today. Inshallah, I'll be married soon. I'm like, baby, you look buff today, right? That's an aesthetic truth. Can you prove that empirically? Mathematic truths. Can you prove those empirically? No, because science presupposes mathematic truths. So for science to try and justify mathematic truths empirically, we'll be tantamount to science going around a circle. And Hamza mentioned this in the debate, but he couldn't answer it, just like he could not answer me. And I'm not being rude, I'm being passionate, okay? Us Muslims are passionate guys, you know. There's a big difference. What's being rude is when he pointed to all of our beautiful, honorable sisters in the back and said, you're wearing bags. Now that was rude. But inshallah, share this video for the sake of Allah to expose this baatil. You heard it from his own mouth. From his own mouth. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, amma ba'd. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa ahlil uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum, my dear brothers and sisters. I hope all of you are well, and to the rest of you, I hope you're good as well. So check it, I've just come out of this debate between Hamza Zortzis and Professor Lawrence Krause. And the question of the debate was Islam or atheism, which one is more sensible? Now, you guys are going to see this video because the debate video is going to come out shortly after this video, inshallah. But I just wanted to highlight for all of those that you missed them or, anticipating an epic debate. Well, generally speaking, when you come to a debate, you argue 2 points, right? Now, Hamza Zortzis came up first and he presented deductive arguments for the existence of the divine creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then he presented deductive arguments for the inimitability of the Quran, thus to prove that the Quran is a miracle outside the productive capacity of the natural, right? So on and so forth. Now, Lawrence Krauss came on to the scene and he addressed Islam in a very stupid way. I was waiting for him to come and present some arguments, but he used nothing except for emotional, what he would call reasoning to try and make judgmental claims based on Islamic values and traditions, but he didn't give any reason for why he thought his point was correct. And he kept presenting inductive arguments to show that he was right, as opposed to the deductive arguments that Hamza Zortzis was presenting. So I just want to educate you guys, if you don't already know, on the nature of an inductive argument and the nature of a deductive argument, right? Because this is what the basis of the whole debate should have been about, really. I mean, that's what I took away from it, right? Now, deductive arguments are arguments where the conclusion is necessary from the premises. The one that Hamza gave was, everything that begins to exist has a cause. The universe began to exist. The universe has a cause. Okay? The conclusion is the universe has a cause. Now, because that conclusion is necessary from the premises, you can't argue it any other way. So the thing that Lawrence Krauss should have come up and done was address whether the premises to the argument were valid. That did the universe begin to exist? Well, he affirms this in his book, and in the debate he affirmed this, and Hamza showed this philosophically, and then he used scientific empirical evidence as suggestive evidence, but his main argument was deductive. It was a philosophical argument to show that the universe already began to exist. Then obviously you accept that the universe, everything that begins to exist has a cause. Things don't come out of nothing. That's the second premise. It's absurd to assert that things can come out of thin air. They can't come out of nothing. This doesn't make sense. But Lawrence Krauss didn't address either of these two premises. And because he didn't, the conclusion, which is logically sound, stands. The premises are true, which means the argument is valid. And on that basis, Lawrence Krauss, he clearly lost the debate. So let's put the semantics and the rhetoric all to the side, and let's look at what the substance of this idiot is. He had no substance whatsoever. And then he came forth and suggested the inductive method as a method that is superior to the deductive method. Now let's discuss inductive method. And this is the method that science basically rests upon. So, inductive method. What is it? What is the inductive method? I see 100 bald men that are arrogant and atheists, and their name is Lawrence Krauss. Okay? Now, I look at this, and then I make this observation, and then I conclude that the 101st arrogant, bald, atheist man will also be named Lawrence Krauss, right? Now, but is that a guarantee? Because no, the 101st man could have actually been a very, handsome guy named Lawrence Krauss with long hair that was a Muslim. He could have been, right? So, but this is what the inductive method is. As you can see, it gives you what the evidence is on the balance of probabilities. You can never have absolute certainty. So for a method that attempts to tie the loose ends together to give you the most probable conclusion, to use that as something to weigh up against an argument that necessitates the conclusion that is a means to certainty, is absolutely, it's like, as Hamza said very rightly, it's like me coming to your house for a cup of tea, me inviting you to my house, having a cup of tea, and I'm talking to you, and we're having a discussion, but you're talking to the wall. That's exactly what we're doing. It's like I'm talking to you in English, and you're talking to me in French. It's two totally different paths, right? And one is clearly superior to the other because one gives you truth. And as he said, Lawrence Krauss, because he advocates the inductive method, he doesn't believe anything. So on that basis, what an idiot, right? And then, okay, so, we can move on from that. But I just wanted to comment on something. I don't want to go here and give you the whole debate. You guys can watch it yourself. You're rational human beings. If you listen properly, then think about it, then you'll come to the same conclusion as I did. But I just want to mention something at the beginning, right, which I thought was a bit weird, okay? So, clearly you come to an Islamic event, and, we have Islamic morals, we have values, we have traditions that people need to respect. If I come into a church, if I come into a scientist's laboratory, and, they're doing an experiment, and they tell me, no, our terms and conditions are you put on the goggles and you put on the white coat, right? I'm going to comply, right? Because I respect their terms and conditions. I respect their conduct. Now, at the beginning of the event, right, What happened was that one guy went and sat in the ladies section. Now, as you know, in Islam, segregation is something that is something that we practice, okay? And not, in case you're thinking, the men kicked up a fuss. The women, the Muslim women that he went and sat next to, were like, we don't want to sit next to this guy. Why is he coming in invading our privacy? We don't want to sit next to him. We feel that he is intruding on our privacy. So he kicked up a whole fuss and said, I'm here for the cause and I'm protesting. So, the security had to remove him. And Professor Lawrence Krauss came out to the back and I followed. I was right there. And there's been some video footage. One of the brothers was recording on his camera phone. If it's not in this video, it's going to be up soon, inshallah. You can rest assured. And I was completely just shocked, okay? Because this individual came forth and he said, if you don't let them sit with the women, I am not going to carry on with the debate. So in essence, what he's saying is, if you don't let him violate your traditions, your values, your morals, then I am going to not continue with the debate. In essence, okay, he says he's an advocate of equality and justice and we should ask the women what they want. And the women say, we don't want to sit next to him. So on that basis, you're disrespecting the women because they're telling you they don't want to do this, yet you're imposing what you want for them. Now that is oppression. That is oppression, okay? And it just paints a perfect picture, right? You've got a bunch of people that, academics, you think you're a little smart, you think look, something that may be best for you is not best for everyone else, right? And even the Quran goes forth, La ikraha fid din. There is no compulsion in religion. Even the Quran tells you this is what's best for you, but it doesn't impose it on you, right? It doesn't compel you. There'll be consequences if you don't, but that's up to you. Do you see what I'm saying? And I just thought, that is a total illustration. That just totally exposes everything that Lawrence Krauss and the new neo-atheist movement stands for. You guys can watch the debate, man. And it was just totally, obviously we have the debate format. One speaker speaks, then the next speaker speaks, and then at the end they have a crossfire discussion. He interrupted Hamza so much that in Hamza's rebuttal, you can time it. The video will be out soon. He interrupted him so much that he spoke more than Hamza in his own rebuttal, right? So, with that, I'll leave you guys to it. I will leave it on this verse that the Quran presents, this ayah that the Quran presents forth. قُلْ هَاتُوا بُرْحَانَكُمْ إِن كُنْتُمْ صَادِقِينَ. Okay? Say to them, if you are truthful, bring your burhan, bring your proof, bring your evidence. Hamza's what says, MashaAllah, tabarakallah, may Allah bless him, gave him the tawfiq to be able to present Islam in a very concrete fashion. Okay? Lawrence Krauss, he didn't address his points, nor did he give any evidences for his own viewpoint. He said in the debate, I don't actually believe anything, right? And you know what? We'll leave it there. It just seems that, in essence, he didn't actually understand what on earth Hamza was saying, right? Generally speaking, I would say that what it comes down to is that I think Hamza's just a little bit smarter than Professor Krauss because he didn't understand. He himself, by his very nature, the fact that he's a scientist, he's an empiricist. He didn't know what empirical evidence means. When he was asked to define, he's like, I don't have to talk about, meaning. And at the whole time, when he was talking, he was asking Hamza to define things. But when it came to him, to define the very thing upon which his whole worldview is based upon, he couldn't define it. Nor could he define what inductive meant. What an idiot. I leave you with that. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open the hearts of those who don't believe. But may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala free us from not employing our thinking faculties. Firstly, may Allah free us from not listening to what someone is presenting forth. Then may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, free us and protect us from not employing our thinking faculties. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Mulk, chapter 67, قَالُوا لَوْ كُنَّا نَسْمَعُ أَوْ نَعْقِلُ مَا كُنَّا فِي أَصْحَابِ السَّعِيرِ, that the people of Jahannam, not hellfire, that's a pagan tradition, Jahannam, your eternal abode of punishment if you end up there, may Allah protect you from that. The people who entered that will say, when on entry, had we listened and used our mind and thought about it and reflected upon it, today we would not be amongst the companions of the blazing fire, right? So Islam doesn't tell you to take a leap of faith. It says think and just do that. When the debate comes out, you'll see for yourself. Peace! And for all of you guys out there that I've just really annoyed right now, I love you, bruv. And I look forward to your response videos. Assalamu alaikum. May Allah guide you. Ameen.